I'm ready to start. I see Missy. So Matt, would you start us up and we'll start the meeting? Matthew? Matthew, would you start recording? Okay, his mic's not working. Okay, well, great. Thank you. All right. Good morning, everybody. I am calling to order. Good morning. The Connecticut State Advisory Council for Special Education Executive Committee meeting on Wednesday, May 1st, 2024 at 9:33 a.m. My name is Susan Yankee. I'm the council chair. Is there anyone here for public comment? I don't believe so. No? Great. Okay, so on our consent agenda, we have two sets of meeting minutes. We're going to start with the March 13th Executive Committee meeting minutes that we have to approve. Are there any corrections?
I wasn't noted as present in either meeting, but I was, and
Okay.
Later in the meeting.
I noticed that. And yeah. Jeff wasn't present, and yet Jeff was noted as not being present as well on that meeting on the March 13th. I noticed that. And Tom was there.
Yes, he was at one of them, I remember.
It was, yeah, I went over the note. I went over the notes. It said he spoke at the March 13th one.
Right.
And then you made us, and you had made a motion. So we need to add Jeff, Nachi, and Tom. We're first just going to do March 13th. I didn't see anything else wrong with the minutes for March 13th.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Okay, great. So does someone want to make a motion for approval of the March 13th Executive Committee meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion as amended.
Thank you, Jeff. And we have a second?
I'll second.
Catherine, thank you so much. Anyone abstaining who wasn't at the meeting? Nope. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yay. Aye. The minutes of the March 13th, 2024 meeting are approved with corrections. Next, the April 3rd minute meeting. So we already know we need one correction, and that is to add Nachi as present, but I didn't see anything else on that.
Nothing else.
Yeah,
Great.
Nothing else.
Would someone like to make a motion for approval of the minutes with corrections?
I'll
Nachi?
make yes.
Second?
I'll second.
Jeff, great. Abstentions from anyone who wasn't at the meeting? Okay. All right. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. April 3rd, 2024 meeting minutes with corrections have been approved. Wonderful. We got through that. Committee matters. We're going to plan July and next July's meeting that we always have in the summer and the next year's schedule. Is Brian coming today? Because
he's not. He's at the Board of Education meeting.
Okay. And Sean, is there anything that he gave you concerning that? Because he and I meet ahead of time and we kind of go over what we're going to do in this executive committee meeting ahead of time. We were discussing the July, when is a good time in July to do the meeting and where. And I know, Jeff, you want to go to that boating island, but I have a feeling it's not super accessible, right?
Well, there's boats that go out there, you know, so.
But I didn't say anything specific about the summer training retreat. So, it's open for discussion.
Okay, so open for discussion. I loved when we were at Old Saybrook, but that's my own personal.
I was also going to say that I really liked the Old Saybrook location.
And I felt like, yeah, we got a lot of people there and it was nice to sit outside. Missy, love that. Missy too. It was nice to sit outside and get to know your SAC members a little bit better. I felt like that was really a great part. I got to know Sean super well. It was really nice. Okay, so we'll just tell him something similar to Old Saybrook, if that's possible. And then we did it July 19th last year. I'm looking at my calendar, but it's so difficult. I think we're going to probably have to put forward a few dates, right?
Correct.
So the 19th is a Friday, July 20th. is a possibility. That's a, do
July
we do it during the week or do we do it on the weekend?
We do it during the week.
Okay,
During the week.
so Fridays are probably the worst day to travel to that area.
Yeah.
During the summer. Thursday, the 18th, and then we have our usual Wednesday, the 17th. Or
The seventh.
Wednesday.
Yeah, the
17th?
17th or 18th would work for me.
Okay,
I
me
think that.
too.
Yes. I would, those dates are good. I don't know if Brian's got the only Wednesdays. I know that
Uh-huh.
we've been blocking out Wednesdays for at least
Yeah.
last 2 years.
That's a good idea.
Could we also look at July 10th as an option?
Yes, that would be good.
Yeah, July 10th is another Wednesday. That's another option. Sean, do you need me to reach out to Brian or will you just ask him?
I will ask him. So I wrote down the 18th, the 17th, and the 10th as
Yeah,
3
and we're-
potential dates.
Yeah, and we're leaning towards Wednesdays because that's when members tend to have cleaned out their schedule.
I'm assuming it will be 4 hours, 9 to 1. Am I correct in saying that? Or
Is that what
10
we
to
did last
2,
time?
around that time frame?
I think it's good to give people time to travel. So if we
Yes.
start at 10, that would be
Yes.
great. That also gives people time to check a couple of emails.
I would
Jeff,
appreciate
any
a 10
thoughts?
o'clock start,
Yeah.
yes.
Missy, you're welcome to join in. What do you think?
Sorry, I didn't know if I could chat or
Yeah.
not.
It's just voting. You can't vote.
Yeah. I love Old Saybrook, you know that, anything outside in the sun, as long as the sun is shining. 10 o'clock is fine. It was nice when we worked it around having lunch there.
Mhm.
Because that was a nice networking time. But,
I thought so. It's like a 10 to 2. Is that?
yeah,
10 to 2 is the best for the
Yeah, I
summer.
agree. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
All right, so we have that, and then later on we can talk about what we need to possibly, I'm assuming as an executive committee, we'll probably have to have a June meeting to discuss what we're doing, or does that need to be handled sooner if we're going to invite anybody to come speak?
If we're planning to have someone speak, I'm assuming we'd probably want to do that sooner rather than later, just so
Yeah.
they have time to actually plan for travel.
Right. So would anybody be able to stay after, let me just first, before I even say this, our May 22nd meeting was 9 to 10:30 a.m. Do you think that anybody on the executive would it be suggested we stay 10:30 to 11 so then we don't have to, we know we already have that time, like, but I have to check with Jennifer too and Brian, you know what I mean, just to go over what we want to do.
That's virtual, right? Next week?
Virtual, yeah.
Not next week, the 22nd, yeah.
22nd.
Yes, I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
For
also
half
do it.
hour.
I could stay on.
Okay, and I'll just I'll run that by, I have to check with Brian. Sean, you don't have Brian's schedule, right?
I don't.
Okay, and I'll check that.
Susan, what was the time you proposed? I didn't catch the
Okay,
time.
so I was proposing, so we have our SAC meeting on
Mhm.
Wednesday, the 22nd, and virtual. And I was proposing that the executive committee stays on for another half hour,
Or half hour.
just to discuss, plan out, and this could be a work group format, just kind of plan out what we want July to look like.
Okay,
So that would be from what,
Probably
10:30 to
half hour, don't you think?
10:30 to
10:30
11?
to 11, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, work group for, what do we call the July thing? It's not orientation,
It's a retreat.
July retreat, yeah. July retreat planning. And that way, then we all don't have to hold another date open on our schedules. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
like that.
awesome. Okay, good. I'll just double check with Jennifer because she's super busy. Okay, next, we're moving, planning in July, next year's schedule. So I'm trying to figure out where is my copy of last year so we can kind of follow along that. But we had talked about having maybe one meeting be, or making a couple of our virtual later in the day for students.
Yeah,
But what would work? Because we mostly have high school students, correct?
yeah, I think most high school students get out between like 2 and 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
Or should I say like more precisely 2:10 to 2:30-ish. So maybe if we could start a meeting as late as 2 o'clock, say we had a 2 to 3:30 meeting.
Okay,
What
and
the
then
rest
how
do
would
you
that
think?
work if they have a para?
Then it's not gonna, unless
Yeah,
it's with them.
I
It would be like a study hall, end of the day study hall time. Right?
I could almost see one of the paras actually just staying. I would have to get clearance on that. If you want me to look into that for a particular student, I can do that. Also that, and I think also transportation. Because if the student is staying late, I need to
yeah.
make sure that the student will have transportation home.
Do we
That's
also
a-
want to pilot it? I mean, and try it out
Yeah.
and see how it works? I mean, doing a
Yeah.
pilot, I think would be a valid thing to do and see how it works out.
Yeah.
And how do you think we should do that, Sean?
Well, I think maybe trying it out, if we're gonna do it, I think testing it out for 1 or 2 meetings, seeing if like people attend, if we get the students' attendance. But if we do it, if we're implementing it and it's not well attended or people aren't attending, then I think we need to rethink.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so then so our meetings, our first meetings usually our first meeting, I'm gonna look in September. And I know some students, they put their study hall at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Those are only usually 40 minutes, but at least they could maybe come for part. It'd be easier for them. August, September. Okay, so last year we did September 13th, 9 to 10:30. Oh my gosh, this all says PM on my schedule. I can't believe I just noticed that. Are you anyone looking at the old schedule? This is 9 to 10:30 PM.
Oh,
That's all right. Whoops. I can't believe I missed that. Okay. So would that work around, that would be September 11th. John, I know that's the back to school meeting, all that stuff. Our school people, what is that like?
Well, Brian just
That-
said the only thing he said about it was not the first Wednesdays. He wants to keep them Wednesdays, but not the first Wednesdays.
Okay, not the first Wednesday. So that's the second Wednesday in September.
Okay.
But I didn't, kids have just got back to school, correct?
is that going to be virtual?
Yes.
Okay, because I know that here at City Hall, we usually have a September 11th program.
Oh, so maybe we want to avoid that one.
I won't be available. I have a training that day, so doesn't make any difference on my part, but it's just to let you know.
Yeah.
And
that's-
which date was that again?
That's a Wednesday, the 11th.
September
So would
11th.
So could we maybe look at the third Wednesday, just that month? That's Wednesday, the 18th. That would actually give us information. Things will be settled down. Maybe we'll have some roundtable information. Our administrators and teachers. It might be easier too for if you're a para, being able to get off like a few weeks, a month into school rather than. So is that a possibility to do a virtual then 9 to 10:30 a.m. Wednesday, the 18th?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
full council or just the executive?
Just full council. We haven't even touched executive.
Okay, because okay, so I was thinking 9 to 10, okay, yeah.
9 to 10:30 a.m. And then the next one would be October. So if we did that on the 18th, then that would push us to probably the 16th of October. Or we could do later. So the 16th is the third week of October.
And that would be in person?
That would be our 9 to 1 in person.
Okay.
Are there any holidays then? I just noticed there's a fall break at my son's school, so I didn't know if that fell.
I
There might,
apologize, my computer, so
On
we're talking about
Monday
the
there
9th?
is.
On Monday there is? Okay, so
14th.
Wednesday,
when are the Jewish holidays though? Because I know there are a number that occur in the fall.
right?
So just want to make sure we do a series of fall in service training. So that's what we work around those holidays. And I want to make sure the 16th isn't one because we scheduled a training on the 15th. Let me see if my calendar has it.
Susan, were we talking about the 9th or the 16th? I
The
apologize. my computer-
16th,
Okay, all right, got it. SAC in
and that
person,
would be a
okay.
9 to 1 in person. And for you, my dearest, we're going to try to get something closer to you. Dawn, the cow, said that she might be able to get us Southington for one of the meetings.
Mhm.
I think that's the space you've met in before, right?
Yes,
That'd be great.
that was a great space.
Yeah.
She was ready to help book it right away. But I know I need to make sure this gets run through Brian and Jolie. But Jeff, would that make your life easier?
I have to do a Google map to see where Southington is.
You don't know. It's above your head.
Okay,
It's
Is it close?
below
North of
Waterbury.
Waterbury, Jeff.
What?
north of Waterbury. Well, that's.
Oh,
Yeah.
too far, but-
It's in between, yeah. Southington is in between Waterbury and Hartford, so it's still a distance for you, Jeff.
We'll keep trying, Jeff. So these are just possibilities. These aren't set in stone yet, but we just need, I know you need to get them on the calendar.
Yep, let's get them on the calendar.
Okay, November 29th was this year was a 9 to 10:30 virtual. Is that one we might want to do later, or are students?
Is that
October?
Thanksgiving week? When's Thanksgiving week?
Thanksgiving is the 27th, so that's a no. So we would have to do our meeting on the 20th that month. Wednesday, the 20th. I'm putting V's next to everything. Can we say 9 to 10:30? That's just PM again on the schedule. 10:30 a.m., but put there maybe later, like we do like a 1 to 2:30, so students can partway stay. Like make that our pilot.
Okay.
So do you want to put it at with the possibility of
Yeah.
1 to 2:30?
Yeah, I'm putting maybe later 1 to 2:30. I was
Can I
also-
offer just a quick suggestion? Because of the dismissal period and stuff like that, and I don't know about the paras being able to stay later. It really depends on the district. You might want to go 12:30 to 2, and then you don't have that issue of being after school for high
Okay.
school students.
Okay,
That's a
All
great
right.
idea.
thank you,
I like that
Missy.
idea too, Missy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good.
Great idea. Okay, so we'll put this, because I know we have to run this all through. Then, okay, so we should do LOB or something like that again, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Next year, the session starts beginning of January, correct? It's a long one.
It is a long session.
So should our October, will we already have our priorities and stuff in line? Some of them, so we can talk to them in October, maybe do that one at the LOB, the October,
Well,
so then we don't have to cancel.
You usually start priorities in the summer, so you will have some of your priorities at least started.
So can we kind of mark our October 16th meeting as maybe LOB, and I can find out from Representative Comey if that's actually like, is anybody even there? But I know we have to get our information to them sooner than later, because we don't have a December meeting, and then the next meeting will be January when they're already in session. So we have a lot of questions. So that would be good. We can we can also kind of talk these through again once we have more information on the 22nd. November, January, December, already looking at that. January. So this year we did January 17th was canceled because of snow. So we kind of know that we should make that one a virtual, correct?
Yeah.
And that would be January 15th. A 9 to 10:30 a.m. virtual. So then we need to get the next one in February, which depending on the season, that could be snow too, right? We need to do in person. And this year we did it February 28th was our date for our meeting. February, so that looks like maybe February 19th. Or the other one is the end of the month, but I feel like when we push to the end of the month, then. So the choices there are February 19th, and then the other choice is the 26th.
Does anybody know when in February? I'm going to try to look to see the President's Day stuff.
So I see no classes on Monday, February 17th, but sometimes schools take off part of that week, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay. So should we look at Wednesday, February 26th?
Yeah.
For our that would be our in-person, and that would be our, interesting. It says 10 to 1 p.m. Or do we want to do it 10 a.m. to 1? Oh, we did that because it was at the LOB. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be our, we can talk because maybe that is our legislative breakfast one, but then we can't use a meeting room. The minute they're in session, the meeting rooms are all pretty much gone. Is my
10
understanding.
o'clock's easier for me, so.
Yeah, 10 is easier for you. So
Yeah.
how about a 10 to 1 maybe? Oh, the reason but that would be a 10 to 2 meeting. Then, if we lower it down to 10 a.m.
And Jeff has,
Hmm?
going to say there's a point about in-person starting at 10 for, all the commutes.
Yeah, so
coming from
maybe
the state.
so then go back to October 16th and kind of say at 10 to 2, because we can't cut the length of the meeting.
No, the length of the
Yeah.
meeting needs to stay. It's just
Okay, so February 26th, it's again a maybe. That's an in-person, right? 10 to 2.
Yeah.
And that leaves us, now we are in March, which I hope don't have any snow. So March, this year it was a 9 to 10:30 a.m. on March 27th. So March 26th, we can go all the way to the 26th, and that would be a 9 to 10:30 a.m. virtual.
What day was that? I'm sorry, I'm trying to fill stuff in.
I know, I'm doing the same thing. March, Wednesday, the 26th, because now we're kind of pushing it to the end. Then we might get spring, I think we'll miss college spring breaks, and we'll miss school spring breaks, because they don't do them that early, right?
And that's going to be virtual, and that'll be from 9 to 10:30?
To 10:30 a.m.
It all depends on when Easter falls next year.
Okay, Missy, you're on it. You're our helper today. When's Easter? It's not on my calendar. It should be later, right? Because it was early this year.
It is April 22nd, April 20th, excuse me.
Whoa, okay.
It's late.
That's really late.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we know so that was March 26th virtual. So then we know in April, we need to avoid Easter week, right? And we need to avoid pretty much the week before because of Friday. Sometimes schools have off. So should we be in April? Should we then be meeting on the 16th?
Well, that's the week before Easter.
Oh,
So did you want to do the 23rd?
that would be, I think a lot of schools take the week of Easter off afterwards, right? Does anyone have
I feel like that's so late, though. I'm wondering.
They won't.
and the schools are kind of all over the place with, let me just randomly pull up a calendar.
That's a maybe in person, April 23rd, and that would be a 10 to 2 p.m. And then we have our May tentative. That's a virtual. May. Well, you're looking at that. I'll look at May. Our May tentative, I guess we could push that to what we're doing now. Similar is the 21st.
So I just pulled up my
Uh-huh.
town, Newtown. They're doing April break the week before Easter.
So the 23rd should work out for possibly an in-person.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. And then we
Well,
need to, when we
yeah.
get to executive committee, which I know we need to make dates for that, we need to remember that too.
Yeah.
Because usually we meet the week before. Okay, then the last one would be May 21st would be our tentative 9 to 10:30 a.m. virtual. You want me to just kind of talk these through again? So we're,
Yeah, please.
okay. I'm at the top. I'm on Wednesday, September 18th is a virtual, possibly 9 to 10:30 a.m. Wednesday, October 16th is an in-person 10 to 2, possibly at the LOB. And then a legislative breakfast if we can.
Okay.
Next would be November 29th, which is a virtual from 9 to 10:30 a.m. And that's the meeting that we're also holding 12:30 p.m. to 2 for students. Okay, next January 15th, 9 to 10:30 a.m. is a virtual. Next is an in-person, which is February 26th, and that's 10 to 2 p.m.
I thought
The
it was
next-
February 19th. I'm sorry, Susan.
It is? It was?
Oh, I thought it was, I could be wrong. It's February 26th.
I think we're worried about people being out of school, right?
Okay.
I had the
Yeah.
26th.
I have the 26th.
Yeah, some schools do, I think we did say the 19th, Sean, but some schools take 4 days off in February as like a mini break, and they might this year just because it's so late. Okay, next, March 26th.
Susan, can I just stop you for just a second?
Uh-huh.
I had November 20th, is that correct?
29th. I had, if you saw my paper, had a 20th, and then I turned it into a 9. And we did that because of Thanksgiving, right? Did I mess that up?
November
No, the
November
20th.
The
29th
20th.
was last
Friday.
year.
Yeah, I have the
That's a
20th
Friday.
too.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I
okay.
also have the
Thank gosh, you
20th.
guys. Okay, November 20th. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo, that would have been.
And then I had January 15th,
Yep. February 26th.
Yep.
Yep.
Great.
February
Okay, let's see if I get the
26th.
last 3 right. March 26th is a virtual from 9 to 10:30 a.m. Good. And then April 23rd, in person,
Yep.
10 to 2 p.m.
Yep.
And then May 21st is our tentative virtual from 9 to 10:30 a.m.
Those are the ones. Yep, I have that.
Okay.
I'm just making sure I stay on track here. Wow, I can't believe we did that. And that's tentative, but it looks good. We talked about summer orientation and training. We set up the full council meeting dates. What we haven't done is what is going to be on the agenda for our next meeting. We know we're going to have, we're going to focus on priorities and recommendations, what we're keeping, right? What we're rolling over. Is
Right.
that kind of what we're doing? I'm going to write this down, and recommendations. So we'll do roundtable. Roundtable's been really quick because we've been doing it a lot. So roundtable probably only be like, oh, thanks, Jeff. 15 minutes, you think? And then priorities and recommendations, a good 45. So there's an hour of our 9 to 10:30 meeting.
Nachi has his hand up.
Oh, sorry, Nachi. It's teeny on my
No,
screen.
I just want to be clear that we do priorities and rec, because I remember it doing more of it in the summer retreat.
Right.
So are we
Oh,
doing,
yeah.
are we doing
I'm,
both times?
mhm.
Are we going to address the issue both times?
So I think we should just kind of go over quickly what we're not going to roll forward. Maybe not take then 45 minutes. That's why, yeah, just, because I know in the summer, we kind of don't always have everybody attend
Right.
because of family vacations. So I just want to make sure, yeah, we just kind of go over what they were, and then
And
we'll.
No, so we'll go over what we've done, what we've looked at, and what we're going to end for this year.
Yeah.
And then we could certainly talk about possibilities, but for me, I find that the summer retreat lends us to really diving into what's happening, what's going to be our next year's advancement.
Okay, so we'll just kind of end of, this is what we did. This is an overview.
We could start, certainly we could, because to get into priorities, for me, we need a chunk of time.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
Because-
all right. So then what should we do? What do you suggest? And I don't think we have anyone required we don't have any more requirements, right, Sean? No more
No, there's two things that Brian said. There's the DOTS project, that I think there was going to be an update on the DOTS project. That's one thing. And then there was also the BSC update. And I think if you did both of those things, I think your time would be kaput. So yeah, because it's a short meeting.
Right.
Right.
And I
go ahead.
also think, I'm also going to say from the membership perspective, I want to wait to see if we do get applications. I don't really want to rush. So I don't foresee presenting any potential SAC members to the committee at the May meeting. So I think anything from membership is going to be very short.
Okay, so membership and legislative, Jeff is not there, but membership will be short.
Yeah.
I'm assuming legislative will be a wrap up of what passed, right? I don't think Jeff is back yet, but a wrap up, I'll tell him. I'll make sure you know. And for me, I will have an update because tomorrow is the ad hoc safety and emergency. I will have an update, so that won't take very long because I whip through those, probably 10 minutes. So and then roundtable, which actually was only 10 minutes lately. So I keep telling the full SAC that we'll touch on priorities and recommendations because we keep rolling it onto other meetings, but maybe just an end of year quick, this is what we've done this year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Sean, aren't there already slides kind of for that?
I'm sure Brian will have slides prepared. I mean, he always does.
Yeah, just like, can you tell him it's like what we've done is all we want to do. Hey, Jeff, you there? I saw his thing go like this. I don't know what that means. All right. Okay, so we've got roundtable. We've got a end of year wrap up, priorities and recommendations. Hi, Jeff, that we're talking about our next meeting. End of year, just kind of, this is what we've done. Even if it's just slides of the 2-pagers.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to do a quick update on the ad hoc the ad hoc. I can do that during my executive report, or we can put it as a separate committee. Then you said the DOTS project update and BSE update.
Yep.
Catherine, you said membership is going to be short. Okay. Oh, Catherine, is the application on the website?
No, it's not up there yet. I want to get
Okay.
the final approval from the committee for we've had so many back and forths about, I think everyone's in agreement about what we want up there, but just to have consensus, and then Jolie can just pop it up there.
Okay, that sounds great because I want to direct a couple people to it. And then
Okay.
Jeff, we're just going to ask you at the Wednesday meeting at legislative, if you would do a wrap up of what's passed.
Yeah,
Where
so
we,
this is for next week?
yeah, unless, is that something Brian does?
The
I-
legislative, Jeff would.
Jeff?
Yeah,
Okay.
in the past, I've done like an annual review, so I can just, and it's gonna be quick. There wasn't really too much. There's only really that one, you know. So this is a,
Okay,
kind of
that's awesome. Yeah, because everything will be done right by then. Okay, have we done almost everything? Okay, now we are on membership nominating matters. And I have a quick question to, if Catherine knows, did we get an update from the tech office on how many parents we're supposed to have versus how many?
No, Brian was going to look into that.
Okay. Okay, I'm writing tech office update. Okay. All right. It's all yours, Ms. Sum.
Okay, so I reached out to our 4 students. I've heard back from 2. So I will reach out again to the other 2. One of the students will be enrolled in school next year. She'll be in a transition program, so I'm excited that she'll be able to remain on the SAC. Another student just notified me that he will be graduating. He has some exciting plans for the fall. So his spot is going to become available. And he's interested in joining the SAC again once he's through with his program. So I said, please contact me or another member of the SAC when that's over. I think it's a 1 to 2 year program that he's going to be in. And I said, if we have any adult openings on the SAC, we would definitely consider having you back. So I'm excited that he wants to return. And then I hope to hear from the other 2 students regarding their status. I know one is not graduating from high school yet. So I hope he will continue to be interested. And the other one, I'm not sure if he's graduating or not. And that's why I'd like to know. So so we do have 1 student opening.
Okay, so when you find out before the next meeting, will you zip me an email? Because I really want to thank like Tammy and anybody that is.
Yeah. And do you, because I know that you had talked about a recognition for students who are graduating. Would you just like me to send you the name of that 1 student now anyway?
Yeah.
Just to get the ball rolling?
Yeah, and I'll reach out to the legislator's office because I don't know how quick their turnaround is.
Okay. Exactly.
So what we were talking about was when a student leaves to get, the legislators will make like I think they're called citations that will say, thank you for your service. And I think, and if it's possible, I would love to get it to the student or get it to the student school so that they can receive it on awards day at their school.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That'd be nice.
Something to kind of recognize what they've been doing, but that all depends on, I don't know how quickly the offices of the legislators can turn something around like that. But if you would send me that, I will get on it. But I am going to be unavailable for 2 weeks in May, so I might keep you in that, if I could keep you in that email loop, Miss Catherine.
Yes, absolutely.
It actually happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I hope
Catherine,
there's
can
something
I ask,
exciting.
I mean, just an inquiry, is this the student that's going on to college for, is this
It's
the
a
one
college
who's?
life. It's a college life program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You guys don't know this stuff. I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. Anything else, or because I'll move on to Mr. Jeffrey Spar. Anything else, Catherine?
That's it. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for doing everything. Oh yes, Nachi.
No, I just thumbs up.
Because
Catherine.
when you do the button, it's like this big on my computer. That's why I didn't see it.
Oh my gosh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's not much since the last meeting we had. You know, I had to just follow up to see what the status is of that last bill about the notice for the 24-hour versus the same day. But I'll follow up on that and just do a year-end wind up. So
Awesome. Awesome. I really appreciate you staying on top of that because I know that's a lot of checking because things change quickly. All right. So then all I have for myself is action items. So action items are get this information to Brian as a possible agenda. What we decided on, right? The dates that we kind of talked about for our summer meeting, and that we're going to really focus on we really at that meeting, Nachi, right? That's where we really want to at the summer focus on our priorities and recommendations.
Right.
Have somewhere enticing, right?
Do we have funds for that, or how do we procure summer?
Oh yeah.
Sites? How does that work?
Brian would know more about that, but I'm assuming that he would have some monies for that.
Okay. That well, not professional development, but okay, that's a great question, Nachi. Okay, and then kind of I'll also type up what we said as the schedule, and maybe I should just send that to everybody in the group so that just in case I again have a wrong date written down. You think? Yes, no, maybe.
I think so.
I'll do that. I'll get it to you by later this afternoon. I got a couple more meetings going on. Can anyone think of, and Catherine, you're going to reach out to me about that student, and then I'm going to reach out about getting them a little recognition.
I just hit send on the email.
You are amazing.
About a couple things.
You are amazing. Is there anything anyone else wants to go over before we end this meeting, and hopefully with a couple of minutes to spare? Missy, you have anything to add?
No, not really. I will just type these up, and I have all of the dates. I'll include it within my minutes here and then send it out. I think.
Wait, you're a minutes person?
I'm the minutes person today.
Missy, I thought you were just coming because you wanted to hang out with us.
Well, I always like hanging out with you, but Jolie couldn't be here today, so they asked me to take minutes.
Okay, now I'm kind of heartbroken. I thought you just wanted to hang out with us. But anyway.
Well, I always enjoy hanging out with you guys, so I have no problem with that.
I didn't even know. All right. So would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Catherine has made that motion. Yay, and Nachi, and we're adjourning. Thank you, everybody, for everything that you do. It's amazing. Thank you.
Susan.